His burning desire is to expand his business and own his own house. And something that he knows about him, he attended ballroom dancing lessons from the age to 8 to 12. Well, that's past it.
You will see my car. Morning everyone. How you doing? All right? Okay, I'm going to dispel the myth. You're finally going to find out what I do. I'm a milkman. I've been a telephone engineer for 22 years. In that time I've worked for various companies to get where I am today. I started at the Channel Tunnel project. I was down there for 5 years, and all I did down there was actually give fibre optic and cabling equipment to the engineers going out to do their jobs within various sections of that tunnel for that period. So we give them their kit, they go down, they do a day's work, come back, and I give them a lot more. When that part of the project finished down in Dover, I moved over to the Folkestone area where I was put with the cable team. We spent the better part of 2 years cabling out every single building on the Folkestone side. I got bored with that. Moved over to a company in Maidstone called South East Telecom, where I started working on small old telephone systems. We're talking pre-phone day. Does anybody remember what phone day was? You know, we all have 01 now and 02. It used to be 0634, didn't it? Yeah. So then we had phone day and it became 01, and they started increasing the STD code. So we were putting in systems before them, and those systems had diodes that big, so they were huge. From there I went to a company in London, Corporate Business Telecoms, where I was a senior engineer and an assistant technical manager for the better part of 7 years. So commute every day, bit of a bind, and then we would work on various sites in and around London, putting systems into solicitors, big conglomerates, project management, 500-600 extensions, big work. And I'm accredited to install the following telephone system. Oh look, I appear to have cross wires, thank you very much, Barry. Yes. That's because I told him no heckling. Okay, so this is our NEC telephone, which is one of our NEC telephones. Everybody see that? Yeah. Okay, so that's one of the systems we're accredited to install. We can also install Samsung, which I do believe, he really did make an effort, didn't he? Samsung, which I do believe Charlie Howe has in his office. Don't you, Charlie? You don't have these ones, you have the black ones, don't you? The full black ones. That's actually proof I did a one-to-one. And these ones, which I found out Marion has in her office this morning. Now these are what we call hosted voice telephones. We plug these directly into the internet, so the telephone calls that you're making are directly through your router. Okay? This is a tip. The quality of the voice that you receive on these phones is only as good as the internet service that is provided to it. So if you've got poor quality broadband, you're going to get poor quality voice calls. So don't buy those unless you know you're going to definitely got a good quality broadband. Our offices are located in Laker Road up near Rochester Airport, and we share it with another telecoms provider. And they look after our mobile phone, business broadband and our landline side of the business. So if you give me a referral for any of those elements, we work with a partner, we can work out the best deal for you and your business. We also white label our services, so the core part of the business is to actually resell our services and our experience and time to other companies, such as, I'm sorry Gary, you didn't print this one, a company called Diamond Communications, who look after the Motorline Group. And I do work for occasionally, so Pat and our paths may cross again. So that's just one company we work on behalf of. Another company down in Tunbridge, a company called MF Communications, which we'll white label, we'll go in under their umbrella, tell them we're an MF engineer and we'll work for those as well. So we work for other companies such as Russell Telecom up in the northeast, Online Communications as well, who are based over in Brentwood, but we're pretty much a nationwide company. Just to let you know, a little story, last week I went to do a job in Dunkers, Ewell, just outside of Honiton, to install a system for one company. I stayed over in Oakhampton, and then I drove down to St Just, which was 6 miles outside of Land's End, to do a job for a reseller, to then go back to Honiton, to then go home. I did 730 miles in 2 days. If I do any more mileage, I think I'm going to resell my services in Montrose Executive and work for Jamie as well. So that'd be a little string to his bow. Okay. Our customers can range from larger telecoms companies, solicitors, estate agents, car garages, dentists, doctors, schools, care homes, golf clubs, Indian restaurants, and last week a company that we worked for a company that manufactured scuba diving suits. They wanted 15 extensions in their building because they're mainly warehouse based. They've got one of these little devices. I know it looks like a very 70s mobile phone, doesn't it? And it actually sits on here with a little Bluetooth aerial with a 50-metre range. A call can come into that phone, the person can actually take that phone away, walk off and still have that conversation with them. All from the Minds of a System phone. That will not work outside your house, by the way. But that's just a little of something that we actually do there. Our own customers include a company called Kavanagh Motor Group. They're based down in Croydon. They have a 40-seat call centre. So you're a member of either the AA, the RAC, or Green Flag. You would call a generic number. It would ring into this call centre. It would be answered by one of their agents, and they would dispatch a tow truck or a maintenance service to your vehicle on the road. Now that's only made possible by the services that we provide their company. They have a full in-flight call recording, so if you make a call to them and there's a problem with their customer service, the call can be tracked and be verified, and then obviously if there's a complaint about the service that they provide, they let us know, or we have email alerts to let us know if there's things happening with their system. We also look after a 284-seat call centre for a money lending firm in Loughton. So that gives you the kind of range of some of the kind of people that we actually work for. They've been with us for 4 years. I also had the pleasure of refitting the CCTV system along with another company in the refurb of the Savoy Hotel. What a job, prestigious. You know, up at some of the ballrooms and some of the areas that we worked in, of course, after they had the £35,000, no, is it £35,000? I think it was a couple of £1 million worth of asbestos they found in the building. We was allowed to go in afterwards. I didn't want to risk it. We also supply mobile phones. As people here who know me in the room, we go in week after week saying that we can provide a mobile phone, we can broker for EE, O2, 3, Vodafone, but these are the small business customers. So if you want a better deal on your mobile for your business, please come and speak to me. I mean, if you want a good deal on, if you want good financial advice, you go to Mark. If you want good mortgage advice, you go to Andy. So flip that round. If you've got a problem with your phone, Jamie who broke his phone and he's now using a dodgy little Samsung, he should have come and seen me, and I'm sure we could have helped him. We also provide cabling. So there's a socket here on the wall next to the power socket. James will know these really well. These are what we call data cables. So you can plug either a computer or a telephone into those. It does both, but we supply all of that. We can install it into your building, whether it be first fix on a new build Kingsley, you know, put it in before the plasterboard goes up. It's all tested. If your picky IT manager wants test results for 5 years, we can give him those as well. We also have fibre optic within buildings. So if you've got a school with what we call a campus topology, so you've got your main building over here, you've got a small school area over there, and you can't run big cable, you'll run a fibre optic cable between that building and that building to give you fast data access, or even fast phone call access. We provide all of that as well. Just to summarise, I don't want to be the person wearing that. I'm 44 years old. I've been an engineer 22 years. I would like to be the medium-sized telecoms provider. How many people here got my flyer yesterday? Okay. Salesmen wear a suit. I wear a polo shirt. I know what I'm talking about. I will not sell you something that you do not need. And I'm passionate about that. Because of my 20 years experience, I'm not going to sell you a 7-year lease on a £2,000 piece of equipment that you're going to pay £10,000 for. I believe diligently in it. So that is the main difference. There's a Mark II version of that flyer going out. I would just need your help to actually market that. So if I send you this, if you could just pass that on to somebody outside of this room that has the phone system with 5 extensions or above, I would really appreciate it. Thank you very much for listening to me. Have anybody got any questions? Yes?
Could you do something for my new shop?
Yes.
Because it's only something small.
Yes. Last week we supplied 3 decked phones to Miss Moneypenny Services. She needed 2 upstairs and she needed 1 downstairs. We got her a good price. Phones were delivered when she wanted them, and she will be installing. Claire will be installing them when she gets back from the holiday.
Only 2.
We can do that for you. Charlie.
I hate BT.
Can I quote you on that?
They gave us an awful lot of problems when we moved to Tenham where we
Yeah.
are now. We were without phones for a fortnight. We went with another firm called, I think they're called Adept, who seemed to have passed us on to somebody else. And we're still having a hell of a lot of problems. The big problem is that BT still have to provide the lines. How do you get around the problem of BT?
Unfortunately for us at Eden and every other telecoms company, we have the same problem, and the problem is BT. They have a monopoly on the cabling that comes into your building, the cabling that goes up the poles, and even to the broadband that's provided. We have to rely on them as a third party. So it doesn't matter if you're buying from Adept, you're buying from us, you're buying from Russell Telecom, you're buying from New World Telecom. We still, as a dealer, have to go through BT in order to provide you a service that we've sold.
How do you get, I mean, you say they messed us about again recently and we lost a lot of business, I'm sure. How do we, I mean, as we deal through the debts, the moment, as I say, which I've just found out we only need a short notice to get rid of, so I might be speaking to you later.
Fantastic.
Surely, some way, we should be able to get compensation for this.
You can put it through. Ofcom, who are the telecoms governing body, as an official complaint, and they will log it against Oftel and try and do something with it. But I can say, within the 20 years' experience, I don't know of a customer that's actually managed to correctly get